especially because I think voting opens Monday, so you have a couple extra days, and I don't get to vote. Uh, but we have to put in votes or you have to put in your vote like right away, because then we're leaving.
Mm-hmm.
You have essentially like Monday and Tuesday to do it.
Well, if needed, is there a way I could just like throw your vote in? You being an
I don't
absentee
get
ballot?
to vote.
Oh, is it because you're a president?
I'm running.
Ah,
Hello.
that makes more sense.
Hello.
At least I don't hear you guys.
Oh, get out of the
Oh,
group.
there's Brian right there.
Get out of the group.
Is it? Oh, shit.
Fine.
Oh.
It's because we were in a group.
Sometimes you can hear through groups. Sometimes you can't
It's,
hear.
can
it's
hear people
typically
through groups,
open
but-
group chats.
Yeah. Okay. Fair.
It's typically open group chats.
Yep.
Quick question. How was it? I did the Ogan Distant Horizon.
Shouldn't
Sorry?
be coming
The fog in Distant Horizons.
Oh.
I mean,
You go into
found-
advanced options,
Yeah, I found
graphics,
it, but
fog,
that
and then
wo-
use world fog. Yeah,
yeah,
use
I know,
world fog.
but it doesn't kind of look the same as in your video tomorrow. It's
Hold
just too
on.
harsh, but I don't know.
Have you gone into sub settings? Go into advanced fog options and then just copy my settings. So far fog start is
I didn't
0.
see 0 and then
Far fog end 1.0 or 1.0. Far fog min 0.
yeah.
Far fog max 1.0. And then far fog fall off exponential squared.
What?
Exponential
Yeah.
squared.
And then the
And then fog bar density 2.5.
that's exactly the same that I already had.
And then there's even a subverset setting
Height,
that adds
fog
even more
options.
things. Yeah, height fog options. So that should be basic. Above and below camera. 70. And that should be it there.
70.01.01 or something.
Yeah.
Well, I can fix those things later. Okay.
Yeah, I'll help you out later.
That's kind of
Okay. Okay. So, we're just waiting for one person? Am I correct? We're waiting for... Oh, speaking.
Appears.
So where is the presidential
Hello.
stage?
Right up here.
Yeah.
But, so looks like...
Oh, wow.
Yep.
Renovations have gone quite well.
Wait, hold on. So how... First, this is probably going to get cut out first, but, how are we going to, like, do we have the candidates walk the stage, like, right here, like, or from the side? Or how shall we do this?
Or from the side?
If we're talking about this, I'm gonna turn on flashback.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, new recording stuff. It's for cinematic shots.
Ooh, yeah.
Ooh.
You guys could
So who's it we
just
waiting
like
for?
walk in and then
Take your armor off, by the way.
Say
What-
each person
what
walks
person?
in.
Walks
We
in.
give like them 30 seconds
Yeah.
so that they can have time like to do put in intros in their video for each candidate. And then
For you guys, right? Or is it...
Well, I would say for everyone do walk in.
Okay,
give
so
30 seconds.
I guess
So who are we waiting for?
I think Alyssa will call us in, right? I believe, and then we'll just walk to the center or each one of our podiums, right?
each one of our podiums. It looks like we've decided whose is whose.
I think you guys
Yeah.
can just walk
Okay,
in.
so
I don't know if
Brian,
we need to
that just kind of
The
stand
podiums.
right
Wait,
Should
here.
we
wait,
all?
wait.
Should we all just
Can you
kind of
hear
just like leave the courthouse and just come in
Yeah.
one by one?
Yeah,
so
that's what I
nobody's
meant.
accidentally in the shot. Yeah.
Can you hear it?
Just
Oh.
stands like right about like.
Turn
here
it
or
down a
something.
little bit, Brian, and
Oh,
also
just
come
one
back
more,
out.
okay.
Okay, so yeah, you guys call whoever's first.
Oh yeah, because Alyssa, you're running this thing, so
Well,
you can just kind
I
of.
don't know if
run
I
Yeah,
need
you
to
can
call
run.
you
Melissa,
out.
pick Irio
Wait.
or
I thought we were waiting for
With
someone.
real presidential debates,
Oh yeah, it
they
was
just
me.
appear
I kind
on
of
the
came
stage.
up a little late.
But I didn't see that someone.
Everybody just
Yeah.
spawns in, just appears spontaneously. Just.
Am I wrong? They just appear from backstage, and that's they
Mhm.
shake
Okay,
hands and
okay,
call
we
it
don't
a day.
have a bet.
It's like
we don't
mirror
have
cat.
Well, really,
Oh.
I just traveled several thousand blocks here. So I mean,
Alyssa,
Welcome
pick
to the
Irio
server.
or me to go first.
Well, I thought.
thank you.
Okay, never mind.
Just
Okay.
Aereo, I guess, and then you,
Alright.
and then Dawn.
Or Dawn's
work?
in the middle, so
Okay.
Irio,
Okay.
Dawn,
Oh, Dawn,
me.
and you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm just
Um,
gonna resume my. There we go.
Okay.
Mhm.
Hello, everybody. My name is Irio, and I am running for candidacy of Fractured SMP. My running mate is Brian. You may enter.
Oh, the rest was in.
Yeah, you may enter. Come kind of right here, and yeah, yep,
We are launching a presidential campaign.
yeah.
I'm running for vice president.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
It's no trouble. My name is Order. I am a candidate here for this presidency as well. It's very nice to run with you all. I don't believe we've met, Vice President.
Yeah, let's have a great debate.
Indeed, indeed.
Yeah,
Have a carrot.
thanks so much. Can I have a second?
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I am Seo, and I am running for president of the Fractured SMP.
Welcome in. It's a pleasure
You wanna
running with
welcome
you.
in? Yeah, and pleasure running with you as well.
Pleasure. Let's have a great debate.
And I'm the one who's moderating this debate. I don't think there's anything else to say that. I'm Alyssa. I should probably say that. Are we ready? Do you want to come in? Do we want to start off with opening
So-
statements, or do we just want to get to questions?
Just want to say that we have a very lively crowd here today, full of smiling faces.
Smiling
Very
face.
lovely crowd.
All right, opening statements, or do you guys want to do that afterwards as a closing?
I think. What do you guys think? I think we should do closing statements.
Closing statement sounds
Closing
very good to
statements.
me.
All right. All the questions are in this book. Should I give you guys a time limit, or just whenever you feel you're finished?
Say a time limit sounds very orderly, and
All right.
I, for one, quite like
Mhm.
that sort of thing.
Okay.
I agree.
So you'll do. That's none of these make any sense.
You're gonna start with the economy or what?
Oh
So-
no.
I will give you 2 minutes. That sound about fair for each question?
I think so.
Sounds good enough
Okay.
to me.
If you
Yeah.
end before then, it's fine. Just be aware. Okay. So let's start off. Do you all want the same question or different questions?
I say we all go through the same question.
All
That
right.
makes a lot of sense.
We'll
Yeah,
start with
same
Ariel
question.
on this one. What is your
Okay.
plan for infrastructure?
Infrastructure.
Wow.
Well, my plan is to help connectivity across the server, and even inside areas that are already developed, make like already present paths even better. And along with that, outside spawn may add a full railway system between every place around the server, for instance, and also add more places to go outside of spawn to ensure that there's a like stable economy for people to go and experience new places.
Yeah. So me as the upcoming infrastructure minister for if we win the presidential campaign, we will be heavily investing into the infrastructure of the server, since this is actually one of the biggest priorities for us, which we will be expanding into a kind of small tax, which will be very beneficial towards all of the members of the server. And yeah, that's about it.
Don, would you like to have a say in what is your plan for infrastructure?
Yes, I believe that would be beneficial. Well, I do not have very many large-scale plans. I do have a few smaller-scale plans that will be beneficial to the community. For example, I believe I heard something about a conflict between some server members over cleanliness issues, littering, crafting tables, perhaps. I would love to see a sort of general cleanup of the server. I am very much for that. I would like to also consider some group build projects that would add to the server's general appearance and draw. Specifically, I believe having a sort of communal area for newer individuals, such as those I see in the lovely crowd here today, to just get on their feet, you know? Everyone needs a place to stay before they have their first home.
Sao, what is your plan for infrastructure?
The largest project that is actually already been started on is relighting the server and in creating safer spaces for our members to peruse. We've already gone ahead and changed up the lighting in the shopping district and decreased mob spawning in that area exponentially. We're also looking to increase entertainment options across the server, so that people have reasons to go out and visit others, and they have things to do while visiting.
All right. We will go back to Sao for this one. Kind of go back and forth situation. How will you support new members and current members?
Providing a stable economy that is welcoming to newer members, providing them options for easy starts for those coming in later than the rest of us. Will help them kind of get their feet off the ground, and also provides opportunities for the existing members for their own stability across their builds and expansions.
All right. Orderly, how will you support new and current members?
Well, as I mentioned with the last question, I would very much like to build a sort of community center, for lack of a better term, homeless shelter for the newer members. It would be provided with beds, for one, free food for just the newer server members. Once they get on their feet, of course, they will be expected to buy or find their own meals, but for the first couple of weeks they are here, they need a place to stay, and who am I to deny them that?
Finally, Ario, how will you support new members and current members?
Well, first thing, also referring to the previous question, is to increase infrastructure between everyone's bases for current members, but for new members, also add a small tax, similar to what Order said, to add what I say, kind of ability to get food and get them started on the server with something similar with a homeless shelter, but with current members kind of taxes, it will help go straight to them instead of stuff coming straight out. Like, it's basically creating its own wealth, and by not paying for any food for the homeless shelter, and with that, we can help increase our economy as well, because taxes will actually go directly back into those shops, go back directly into where those our current members' income.
Now, Ario, what Muppet do you relate to the most?
I think I relate most to, what is that guy? I can't remember, but, I can't remember, but I'm thinking of the red spiky guy.
Oh, Animal.
Or who, and I think it's Animal. Maybe. I don't know. I believe so.
All right. Dawn, what Muppet do you relate to the most?
I'm not quite sure who you are referring to at the current moment. But it's fine. Right? Order, yes.
Yes, sorry.
It's fine. Many people are making that distinction. But I believe that my Muppet, you said? Likely Kermit himself. He's always trying to oversee things and make sure everyone is happy. All are having a good time. Just making sure everything runs smoothly.
All right. Sayo, what Muppet do you relate to the most?
It's between Ralph and Gonzo.
All right. Sayo, why do you want to be elected?
I believe that with my strong background as Mandalorian and current head of rebuilding our civilization, that I have the leadership skills necessary and the understanding of how to work with the server to be a strong leader, and in your terms, a strong president.
Orderly, why do you want to be elected?
Well, I believe that Fractured is in need of some guidance to help push it towards greatness. This is a wonderful server, one I've very much enjoyed being in, and there are so many friendly people, like our lovely audience here, my fellow candidates. The only issue that usually tends to pop up with these sorts of communities full of fond memories are these worlds tend to die, and it happens rather easily. I want to make Fractured a place people want to be, while also maintaining a level of structure so things don't get out of hand, disputes don't break out. Nothing more, nothing less.
All right. Ario, why do you want to be elected?
Well, the reason why I wanted to be elected is that, I mean, I've been noticing around the place that there's been disputes, less progress as a server in general. For instance, the crafting table war, that has resulted in a huge dispute between many different members, I believe. And now it's coming to a pretty extreme levels. And along with that, we need also a unifying factor in all of this madness that's kind of happening. Like, it's just a lot to even comprehend for me. And I want to make it a better place and make it look good and make it look like somewhere where people are happy and living their best life.
Righty. Ario, what departments do you want to get rid of?
Departments.
As in, like, if they're, like, branches of stuff, like people who are in charge of stuff or whatever.
Well, I mean, in removing departments, I mean, to be honest, there never really has been any departments to remove to begin with. The only really department I ever think existed is the cleanup, of crafting table agency or something with Ghost in a Glass. I want to get rid of that because it's more voluntary based, and it needs to be more centrally owned, and I want to merge it underneath something else other than that one independent thing.
Fair enough. Orderly, what departments do you want to get rid of?
Very similarly to Ario, I do not believe we actually have that many departments around here, and closing things down is a very good way to make enemies, and I don't want to cause any conflicts here. The only real issue I potentially see with anything on this server is, well, I believe it's more of a personal thing, but I do know that there seems to be an unlicensed bounty going out for some things, and, well, personally, I'd look into that. We don't really want people getting hurt now, do we?
Sayo, what departments do you want to get rid of?
Preemptively, taxes. We don't need an IRS on the server.
What are the parts of the nuclear triad? Sayo, what's the parts of the nuclear triad?
We don't use nuclear anything, so I'm not quite sure. As my kind, my people, we have advanced past nuclear, so I don't think I can answer that one.
Orderly, what are the parts of the nuclear triad?
That is not quite information I am privy to, and the only contact I have that would know that is, well, lost. Have not contacted them in a while.
Ariel, what are the parts of the nuclear triad?
Want to make it simple? I do not know. That means a pass.
Fair. So Ariel, what motivates you?
Well, to be honest, it's just more of, I mean, it goes a lot with why I want to be leader on the server, and it's just the it lacks leadership, and it requires more regulation than just almost pure anarchy on here, and it needs organization, I believe.
I'm sorry, every time I come to you, I always forget your name.
You can just call me O if it helps.
Oh. Okay, I'm like, I know it starts with an O. Okay. Sorry. O, what motivates you?
Again, my answer's going to be quite similar to Ario's. I believe my mention of my goals earlier is quite adequate to tell you what kind of person I am and what I intend to do if I ever am graced with this wonderful position.
Theo, what motivates you?
Of course, the Creed and Rezulnar tie into what motivate me, but those also circle back to my core policies and what I want to do with the server. We actually have a handy little rhyme among us Mandalorians. Education and armor, self-defense, our tribe, our language, and our leader all help us survive. So, of course, safety, our armor and self-defense, our tribe, and care, and back to self-defense and armor, protection.
Theo, describe what your leadership style is.
I would say I have a fairly traditional Mandalorian leadership style, which may be a little bit difficult to describe for those who aren't familiar with our culture. Can think of it like a matriarchy, or sometimes patriarchy, but recently it's mostly been a matriarchy. We have our one leader who takes care of the whole, and I want to carry that style across the server.
Oh, what describes your leadership style?
I say it boils down to 4 key ideals. I would like to call them the CCSP: cleanliness, cooperation, structure, and prosperity. If these 4 things are held close to your heart, then the nature will indeed prosper.
Ariel, what describes your leadership style? What your leadership style is?
Well, this is personally a bit difficult to explain personally, but I do want to say that it's my leadership would be more based under a like democratic view of like like allowing more elections, allowing more other things, and want to get done effectively. More of trying to do it really quickly and get it done as soon as possible.
Ario, what is your greatest achievement?
My greatest achievement, let me think. Personally, my greatest achievement I've experienced is actually being able to go faster than Mach 10. Put that in reference. Mach 10 in Minecraft terms is about 10,000 blocks per second fast. And that is fast, and I'm pretty proud of it. As some of you guys may have saw it, but out kind of back near the offices that back behind this building, there's a machine that allowed me to go as fast as possible. So yeah.
Oh, what is your greatest achievement?
I would say my greatest achievement would be survival. Now, this isn't something I probably should go into quite a bit, but there is something going on that required me to remain in hiding for quite a bit. And I hope with this election I can have the strength to come out of that. I want to be able to work with the server, not against it.
Sayo, what is your greatest achievement?
I say my greatest achievement would be rebuilding the Mandalorian civilization, as previously all we had was barren wasteland, and now we have several structures that help the population start to become independent once again.
All right. Sayo, what color has the worst personality?
I think that is a hard one. Colors are important to Mandalorian, so it's a little bit more difficult than what color is the worst personality. I find those who wear mostly gold to be quite pretentious.
Oh, what color has the worst personality?
I must say the thought of colors having personality feels quite foreign to me. However, I can see the idea being one that is somewhat reasonable. Colors are associated with feelings, after all. If I had to pick one, I would ironically choose white and black. Reason being, white always reflects light. Everything bounces off of it. You can't get through to white. Black absorbs absolutely everything, every toxic thought, every dark memory.
Ario, which color has the worst personality?
Well, this is pretty complicated for me as well. But, I mean, looking around, I see a lot of colors everywhere, all behind me and around. And I think worst color is probably a dark brown, I believe. And reason for this is, well, it's, I mean, think about it. All of the color, if you mix all the colors together, like, it doesn't, like, all those colors don't do well together. If you mix it, like, everything, all the colors in paint, and have it in one area, it turns it into brown. And that's the kind of worst way. Like, it's everything. Maybe some of it's good, but arguably, since each color kind of has its own personality, it has all the personalities, both good and bad. And to be honest, it's actually more on the middle line of my opinion. It's more just right in the middle of everything.
All right. Aria, what is your plans for the server?
Plans for the server. Well, of course, there's the infrastructure. And then there's the helping for new members and current members. Now, also, I do want to point out is that there's a lot more, how do I explain it? Just needs more. Can you explain that question again? Sorry, I have to, kind of lost my thought there.
What is your plans for the server?
Also is to, kind of get organized and make it a smooth sailing server that everyone's happy with.
All right. Oh, what is your plans for the server?
Yes, I have a list of my projects right here. Of course, I had to write them down. You never want to come unprepared. Of course, I mentioned a few of these earlier. Crafting tables, the crafting table dilemma. Cleanliness is a very, very important part of this community. If we want people to come to the server, we want it to look nice. Cleaning up some of these little messes all around should help with that.
Nope, you cut out.
Help server activity. I actually have some examples of stuff that I have collected to help towards that sort of thing. The homeless, of course, is another one of these directions I'd like to go. Food, of course, will be provided. I'm thinking perhaps a KFC. I know there is a certain shop on this server that may be interested working in the future. If they would like to do that, I would very much like to reach out to them for that. And of course, cooperation. Plenty of cooperation for these different projects. I will make sure that there's like incentives to assist with these. Many hands do make light work, after all.
Theo, what is your plans for the server?
As I've mentioned before, relighting the shopping district as well as other main areas of the server, such as this one and down towards Spawn, are important projects to providing safety to the members of the server. I also want to clean up some of the landscape of the server, provide more beaches and potentially docks to make our waterways cleaner and more accessible, as well as nicer looking, kind of bolster the environment.
Theo, what will your first act be?
I believe my first act would be to actually initiate a game of sorts, competition, if you will, to create some lamp designs that can go in the shopping district, this area, as well as down Spawn, to provide some more aesthetic lighting to help make the areas look nicer while keeping with that theme of keeping it well lit.
Oh, what will be your first act?
I believe the homeless shelter would be the first priority. The sooner we get that implemented, the sooner people can benefit from it. I will, of course, be providing incentives to help with this particular project so it can get done as soon as possible.
Ariel, what will be your first act?
Well, I have two proposed acts that I want to enact at the exact same time. One is to set out a proper guideline to allow for a proper democratic society in Fractured, so allowed for more electable positions, and then also the Infrastructure Act, which would also help expand our infrastructure in time, which also includes the railway and also like fixing up more local paths.
Right. Ariel, what things that only you can bring to the position your opponents can't?
For me, I bring more of a not more of a straightforward, but more of like act like do it now sort of guy. Like I'm more of the guy who allows gets to people quicker and allows for changes to be done quicker than other, let's say, candidates, and also more other things. Skipping that one.
Oh, what things that only you can bring to the position your opponents can't?
We need a leader who can bring direction to this server. We can't go anywhere if we do not have a clear goal. Therefore, I believe my two main operatives of direction and cooperation shall greatly benefit the server.
Theo, what things that only you can bring to the position your opponents can't?
Experience and strength as a leader. This isn't my first time having to lead a people, and I'm sure it won't be my last. I promise the safety, protection, and care of every member, and I believe that's something that, without the experience of having it done before, can't always be executed well.
Theo, final question. Do you think the deaths of yourself or your opponents should be reflected on you or your opponents as candidates?
I don't believe the death score holds much precedent of our skill as leaders, but if it is something that people care about, I do currently have the lowest count.
Oh. Do you think the deaths of yourself and your opponents should reflect on you as a candidate?
Certainly not. For one, a person's death is not the fault of any one person unless the person has some sort of malicious intent. If anything, it's a matter of circumstances.
Ariel, do you think the deaths of yourself or your opponent should be reflected on you as a candidate?
So, personally, I'm one of the people who have a very significant amount of deaths. Well, kind of a lot of the reason is to solve like sometimes the way that we all go on a server is we need to like figure out like a common ground, and sometimes like it can result in fighting, and eventually if the death count doesn't actively grow, it means that there's less conflicts going on, and what that means is that we all make we are in more agreement.
All right, that is the end of my questions. So, Ariel, would you like to start us off with final statements?
Yep. So all I urge you guys to do is more actively do research into all of us, acknowledge each other, and make sure we all cooperate as a democratic society and work together and go and vote next week.
Oh, do you have any final statements?
I do, actually. I should have said this earlier, actually, when you brought it up, but I will say that it brought me off guard, and I may or may not have panicked, so I will be open about it now. There may have been some rumors in circulation. I am one of Dawn's fractures, and to be perfectly clear, I am. However, I discourage you from letting this be the driving point behind whether or not you do or do not vote for me. Because even if I am a fracture of Dawn, shouldn't that ease your consciences that I'd a good candidate? My intentions are only for the betterment of the server, and I want no real conflict with memory, but I want to help the server as much as she does. I would very much appreciate y'all's cooperation with me in this particular position, if you so would like me as your leader.
Ariel, do you have any final statements?
I believe my final statement is just that I hope the server can understand that while the Mandalorian people may be different than what they're used to, that I can still bring about the necessary changes to benefit the server for their safety, their care, and their protection. And no, we are not in any way related to whatever this SCP Foundation I've heard about is.
All right. I think that will do it for the debate. So, thank you all for putting up with me for the past 50-ish minutes.
Thank you for volunteering to be in this position.
Of course.
Thank you for hosting.
It's been a great time.
You're
Just
free.
debating and talking about our differences and what we each both bring to the table.
Would not have
So,
been
yeah.
able to do this without you.
Fair enough. Well, you're free to leave if you'd like, I guess. I don't know how to end this.
That's fair enough. If anybody would like a small souvenir from me, I have some things, some gifts, if anybody would like them.
I'm open to gifts.
Yes, of course.
Oh, wow.
Would you like one?
Yes.
Where is this?
In just 1 second.
Oh,
Of course, of course. Would either of you like one?
oh
I'm good.
wow.
All right.
Hey. Look.
Oh my gosh.
And I've even got my...
Love it. Love it.
I'm purple now.
Yep. Wait, and it's taken you how long to actually get that?
We're not going to talk about it, but it's done now.
Good point, I guess.
I didn't even... Oh, my stuff was on. Ta-da! Hey.
Ah, yeah. Nice,
And then
nice.
the full purple.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I wonder.
I need to turn my mini map back on because I turned it off.
Yeah.